He surrounds me. A miracle is happening to me. I'm finally learning what a home can be. Within these walls, I have learned to fly, to take charge of my life and find the peace inside me. Within these walls, we love and work and play, finding joy along the way. And now I want to stay within these walls. Within these walls, my thoughts would pull me down. I wouldn't look around to see that love surround.
Some of you are new here. Welcome. Your first time catching us live. Wow, that's good. I'm here at 11 and 3 every day. Anyway, folks, grab your tea. I stopped the music because it was a little too loud, and my don't think I'm charging is my issue on my iPod. But we'll see. Seems to be zero. So I told you I was going to have a story this afternoon about my purple car I had once upon a time. I'll wait for a couple hundred people to get in here. So let's drink. Robert and I always drink to Sweet Darlings. That's our little toast every night at dinner. Sweet Darlings. Oh, that's good. That is so good. It's a little hot. I didn't start it boiling at 2 o'clock like I usually do. Anyway, drink up. So, 15 years ago, yes, I turned 65 a couple weeks ago. And 15 years ago, it was around in September before I turned 50. And I got a wild hair that I wanted a sports car. Never had a sports car. Always had functional cars, nothing fancy. But I always had kind of a limit on what I would spend. And I like to buy used cars. My truck I bought new, but that's the first thing I'd bought new in 40 years since 1977. So, So I asked Robert if he would go with me. So we went to the fair early, and then we went over to Skyline Automotive, and it was a little Mercedes-Benz place. And I just wanted to look at cars, and he knew I was looking for some little sports car, and he drove a Crossfire at one time, and we liked that car. So I'm driving a Crossfire, test driving, and we have a limit. $20,000 is what we like to spend on cars. And he said, well, while I was driving everything, he found on the used car lot a little Mercedes Class C 2-door sports car. Never had a 2-door car in my life. And so I drove it, and Robert rode with us, and it was a bit sluggish. You know, it just didn't change gears just right. It just didn't feel right. But Robert felt like he knew what was wrong with it. And Robert can fix anything. He's my sweet darling. He can fix anything. So it was like $19,995. So we decided we would buy it. I was driving an old Subaru that was several years old and it had a lot of miles on it. So we bought the car, but it was silver and I didn't like it. I just never had well, I've had silver cars, but I wanted it to be purple. I really wanted it to be purple. And my attorney at the time, Mr. Hart, he said, you don't paint a Mercedes purple. Well, I listened to him. You know, why do you get an attorney if you don't listen to him? So I listened to him. And then Michelle and I were off on a trip someplace, Utah, I think it was. And I get a call from Robert bright and early in the morning. And he said, well, honey, I got some good news and bad news. I think I told y'all that story. The good news is they knew who you were. The bad news is your car is practically totaled at the airport. And I said, what do you mean? It's just sitting there. Well, a little old lady came around the corner, and that place is no longer there. We have a big parking garage in there now. She came around the corner. Instead of hitting the brake, she hit the gas and plowed into a Dodge Ram truck, a brand new truck. So she hit that truck and she took out 6 vehicles, including her own. And that Dodge Ram truck was parked nose to nose with my little car. Now, my little car had a hatchback, and I could put lots of stuff in it. It was just right for me and Michelle to travel all over the place. It wasn't the most comfortable car in the world, but no sports car is. And the whole front end of the car was caved in. I mean, it was going to have to be rebuilt. It wasn't totaled, but it was a big job. And it was going to have to be painted. And they were going to go back with the silver paint. And I said, well, how much will it cost me to get the whole car painted purple? Well, not much more, they said. And I said, well, why don't we paint it purple? And Robert said, what color purple? And I said, you pick out the purple. I don't care. Just as long as it's purple. Well, he got to looking at colors and he picked out a muscle car, a Prowler. I think it was a Chrysler vehicle that was Prowler purple. And if you want to know what Prowler purple looks like, Google it. Prowler purple is a great color. So we got the car painted in Prowler purple. Now, here's the moral of the story. Be careful what you wish for. Because if the good Lord's listening, he's going to give you your wishes. He's going to give it to you. And I was watching a video of a movie yesterday on Pure Flix that was all about prayers. And prayers that finally all got answered at one time. And it was, Garth Brooks used to sing a song. Thank you for those unanswered prayers. Sometimes we think we want what we want, but we really don't know what we want. But God knows. God knows. So it was a beautiful car. It's a beautiful story. I loved the car for several years. And then I wanted a truck. I really wanted a 4-wheel drive truck. And I am really happy with my truck. Justin has my truck right now. He's going over to Ben's tomorrow and cleaning out his rental house. So he's going to take care of finishing up. I just talked to Ben's landlord, and he's going to put the house on the market. And I got Ben's car to sell, and that's really all that's left. He's been dead 2 months. So be careful what you wish for, because it is quite interesting how God answers all your wishes. Be careful what you think about. And I actually voiced these things. I said, I want a purple car. Nobody had ever seen a purple car in their life like this little Mercedes. But the people who painted it did a really good job of painting it. So the movie I was watching yesterday is Heavens to Betsy. Yeah, Prowler Purple. And Robert picked it out. We were headed to Baltimore to debut Body Clutter, the book. And he didn't like the Subaru. He didn't like to ride in the Subaru, but he would ride in a car he liked. So I won't ride. I don't like his car either, so I don't like to drive his car. But he liked driving the Mercedes. It was kind of a fun car. But it was just now I have an Audi for sale. Ben's car is an Audi 2014 Quattro A6, so it's all-wheel drive. He needed something he could get around in the wintertime, and he was able to. He loved his little car. He loved his little car. But all we got left to do is to sell that car. Yeah, that's all we got to do. Anyway, folks, be careful what you wish for, because it could come true. Be careful what comes out of your mouth if you really don't want it to happen. Because and Scott Adams has talked about this. It's sort of affirmations. When you write it down or speak it, you're going out there and you're letting the world know what it is you want. Well, I have cooked a big bunch of hamburger meat today with 3 onions cut up in it, and I'm going to take some of that and I'm going to make a hamburger casserole of some kind. I think it's going to be like a cheeseburger casserole. I'm craving cheese. You know, a farm. Julie's wanting a farm. A farm's not a bad thing. Put it out there. We'll pray with you. A little farm, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. So God will give you your wishes. If you're in continual prayer and repent and have this penitent heart, your wishes are going to be answered. And it's going to be so much fun to see these things come about. I think there is a cure for cancer, y'all, and they just don't tell us about it. I think the cure is wellness. The cure is wellness. Taking your vitamin D and you're keeping as healthy and as fit as possible. So everybody, take some time today to think about what your wishes are. Think about that. And you're going to be surprised. What do you really want? I was talking to Ben's landlord just a while ago, and he's saying that he may not rent the house anymore. He may put it on the market and sell it, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. Put it on the market and sell it. It's a cute little house. It was just what we needed when I stayed with him for 4 months until he got his license and he got feeling better. And then he got sick. So be careful what you think about, what you wish for. Because wishes, yeah, it was cute. So everybody, he's been dead 2 months. It's just, and we thought he was getting well until he wasn't. But you know, that happens sometimes. People do really well, they're happy, things are getting better, and then all of a sudden, the bottom drops out. And there's nothing you can do about it. Because God knows the number of the hairs on our head. He knows the number of days in our lives. It's not up to us to say when that's going to end. So Justin informed me that the feather duster sale is going away. He hadn't picked a date yet, but I've just sent out an testimonial about the feather dusters. He posted. So we have sold a lot of dusters. So we're going back to the regular price, and I don't know when that's going to be. I'm trying to put it off until after our back to basics stuff that we're going to be doing. Well, folks, I need lipstick on, but I'm not going to put it on right now because I'm just about through with the show, and I just noticed it. So be careful what you wish for, because there could be a purple car in your future. Tomorrow I'll tell you about the Fly Lady doll. And I have a picture of her sitting in that purple car. Maybe I'll find it for you. I love you all. Thanks for supporting us and keeping us going. We couldn't do it without you. It's kind of, we work together. I help you and you help me. And you've been there for me in a lot of times of trouble. It's been hard on a lot of people. I mean, I told Ben's landlord I haven't been to Knoxville since the end of February of last year. But I talked to Ben every day. But when COVID got bad, I had to stay home. Because I couldn't get sick and be around him. And I had to make him be safe. Which he never got COVID. Thank the Lord. He didn't get COVID. So I heard Clark County, Nevada, they're opening back up their schools because they have had a bunch of kids kill themselves. There's nothing worse than that. So pray for the children. They need a normal life again. They need to be out with their friends. They need to be doing things together. Kids are social. So pray for our children. I love you all. And I will talk to you in the morning. Tomorrow's Plan and Play Day, and I'll get it right this time. Not Plan and Play 2.0, Robert. I do look at the comments. I'll see you later. Well, that didn't work.